So we have learned that how you can create your first project in Django. Now we're going to create our first app in Django, and also we're going to talk about Django administration panel. Now, first of all, if you see Django documentation, so creating apps. So now each application you write in Django consists of Python package that follows a certain convention. Now Django comes with a utility that automatically generates the basic directory structure of an app. So you can focus on writing code rather than creating directories. Now what are the difference between projects and also apps? So we have created our project, now we want to create our apps. Now the difference is this, that a project and so an app is a web application that does something. For example, a weblog system, a database of public records, or a small pool app. Now, a project is a collection of configuration and apps for a particular website. Now, a project can contain multiple apps, and an apps can be in multiple projects. Now, let me just give you an example. For example, you're going to create a blog app in Django. Now, for example, you have a separate page for contact, for example, contact us or about us, or for example, if you have a form. Now, you can create different apps, separate apps for these pages. For example, you can create an app for the contact us, or you can create an app for the about us. So like this you can use, and you can see that it's telling that a project can contain multiple apps. You can create one app, two app, 5 app, or 10 app, whatever you want. It's according to your requirements. Now, so creating of app is easy, so we can use Python manage.py after that start app, and you need to give your app name. So now let's just create our first app in Django. So I'm going to just say Python manage.py and start app. So I want to call my app API. So let me just call it API because I want to create my build my API in Django. So I'm going to call it API, and after that hit enter. Now our API app is created. Now if you check, so you can see this is API, and we have some files in here. We have migrations files, so it's related to the database stuff, and we have an init.py, so it's an MPD file from Python, and we have admin.py. Now this is the place that you can register your models. So right now we haven't learned about the models, that what are models and how you can create models. So now this is the place that you can add. For example, let me just tell you that you can add your database tables. You can register your database tables in here. After that we have apps.py, so it's the configuration for our this app that we have created, and we have models.py. Now the models.py file, now this is the file that we are going to create our database tables, or we can say database models. For example, if you want to create a student table, you can just create a student table in here. So we will talk about this in the later part of the videos. So we have tests.py, it's used for testing of the web application, and we have views.py. Now the views.py is also one of the important files, because in here you need to create your view functions. We'll talk about this in a minute. So now so this was our app, and what we want to do is now that right now if you see if we go to localhost admin, you can see that we have a Django administration panel. Now we need to create an administration panel, basically a username and password, that we can access that main panel of Django. So what we want to do is in here, now if you see documentation of Django, so for the Django admin site, so one of the most powerful parts of the Django is the automatic admin interface. Now it reads metadata from your models to provide a quick model-centric interface where trusted users can manage content on your site. So that means recommended use is limited to an organization, internal management tools, and it's not intended for building your entire front end around. Now let's create this. So if you've seen here, so now let me just show you that how you can do this. So let me just clear buffer. Okay, now I want to use Python manage.py, and after that you can use create super user. Hit enter. Now the first thing is that you need to add the username. So for the username, let me just give it my name, and after that you can add an email address, whatever you want, you can just add it. And now you need to add your password. So let me just add password my name, and you need to make it again. So the password is too similar to the username, so I don't mind because it's just a development. So I'm going to just say yes. Okay, now our super user is created. Now if I go to the so this is my admin panel, so you can just say admin, and you will see this admin panel. Now I want to add my username, and also I want to add my password, and click on the login. So now you can see that we have our Django administration panel. Now if you go to the users, so you can see that we have this users that we have already created, and it is a super user. If you click on this user, you can see that you can update this user. For example, you can add first name, last name. So this is the email address and the permissions. It's active and it's a super user. Like this you can create your app, and also you can work with Django administration panel.